being the husband, how do you manage to be able to keep you both growing and learning together?
That is a great question. And the answer to that is it was a process for each of us to learn what our skill sets were. My wife, as a nurse, had great people skills. Me, as a scientist, a geologist, I had these analytical skills. So we were a great fit together with our skills. Now, did we have differences of opinions on things from time to time? Yes, we did. My background, because I was dealing with very large projects, oftentimes, I would try to get my wife interested in scaling up our business and being able to take on larger projects, such as multifamily, mobile home parks. So we went from single families slowly and surely into larger projects. So I had to help her to be comfortable with more zeros, if you will, to the bottom line. And she learned quickly, adapted, and we learned together to communicate with each other and play to each other's strengths.
And I think that takes a lot of courage to work together with your spouse and be able to know your strength and knowing their strength, but combining together, you can go there much faster. Together, your bank account will smile at you at the end of the month. So I'm glad the fact that you guys are celebrating and working and growing together, because residential, multifamily, and commercial, the only difference, there's more doors and more zeros. But if you break that just door by door, it is a residential. But when you do a multifamily and commercial, it's just more zeros. Yeah, there's more due diligence, there's more work, but you don't do it alone. There is more behind the scenes as you continue to grow. You know, when you start doing multifamily, doing syndication, you do have a powerhouse. You do have a network that grows and come along with you as well. You're never alone.
Absolutely right. And one of the beautiful things about real estate, there are terms that real estate investors and real estate rehabbers and people who are actively working in various aspects of real estate that you learn. And you learn to speak with bankers, you learn to speak with investors, you learn to speak with high net individuals. We ourselves were not high net worth individuals when we started this. We were employees, and we were able to transition. And we work with all kinds of individuals. We provide affordable housing for people that sometimes only make small wages. They work for minimum wage. And that touched my heart, because when I grew up, I didn't have a lot. We felt for people who struggled in life.
They didn't have the opportunity to buy their own homes. And, you know, they know they won't be able to be qualified by the bank. So there is no hope. And then when we do come in with our expertise, we are the bank. We can create that financial freedom for them, because I think everybody deserves to have their own home.
Absolutely, they do. And in some cases, Olivia, we sold a mobile home that needed work to a couple that had skills and were handy for $1. And all they had to do was to fix that mobile home up so that it was livable, it would pass occupancy. They were able to have a home for $1. We did that numerous times, and that feels good.
And that's our rewarding, because it's not just about our bank account, but how many people do we talk throughout our day as a real estate investor? And there's no money can buy for that. You know, meeting people that is in need, that we can help and give it back to our community. Because people think, oh, those things just happen in a third world country. It will not happen here in the US. And that's not true. It's happened right here in our backyard. And if we don't take action, if we don't help the economy and helping the people surround us, who will? Because, you know, you can't expect the government to do everything. And what can we do in our own power to be able to help the person next to you? And I think with the freedom that real estate give it to us, it gives us that power to give it back to the community, you know, day after day, that we don't get tired. It's always rewarding to give it back to the community. So
we had a need to help each of our brothers, my wife's brother and my brother, they were each out of work at the time when we bought our first house. And they had good skills. So they became part of our contracting team for a short period of time until their line of business opened up again for them. And this was right around the crash of 2008, 2009. It feels good to hire people. It feels good to pay somebody that does good work, because you are stimulating the economy by creating a more beautiful place for people to live when they work with real estate.
And neighborhoods and everything that we're not just renovating a house, we're renovating people's life. The people that is in on that situation, we get them to a better place. We make that house beautiful for another family to come in, and we help the neighborhood. We help our contractor. So the amount that we keep giving every day is not just for the money, it's about the transformation that we do every day. What was the doubt that was going through your mind? Am I going to be successful? Am I going to make? What was the fear that was going through between the process?
The initial fear was that we would not have enough money to fix the first house or two that we bought that needed a complete rehabilitation. We were unaware that there is a lot of money out there that people have, and they're willing to invest in your projects if you show them that you have the skills and the team that you put together to see the project through. I wondered whether I was overanalyzing it, or maybe I was forgetting something that would come up that I needed to fix that I was completely unaware of. I didn't know how to talk to a bank, so we hired coaches that helped us to learn what banks would need to lend to you in order to do projects.
So in the beginning of anything that is new, we always have fears. And if we don't have fears, if we don't make any mistake, that means you're not growing. And when we stop growing, that means we're not learning, we're just going downhill. So I think having fears and making some mistake is a normal thing in our lives. But we were taught, don't make a mistake, be careful, don't do that because it's an unknown.